Good morning, everyone. Syllabus Focus, Unit 1, Module 2, Content 4, Information Technology, Mr. CSEC IT, Specific Objective 4. Describe the purpose and functions of software components. Content, purpose, functions, and types of software including application, system operating systems, language translators and utilities, proprietary versus open source software, information systems including embedded systems, monitoring and control systems, data processing systems, management information systems, decision support systems, executive information systems, expert systems, data warehouses, definitions and examples, major input and output from each type of information system such as data, information process transactions, reports including detailed, summarized, exceptions, and ad hoc. Operating System OS. Operating systems are a set of programs that monitor and coordinate software and hardware within a computer system. Operating systems are the most important programs and must be present in all computer systems for all their programs to run. Examples of operating systems are Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac OS, and DOS. When a computer system is switched on, the OS will load into memory in order for the computer to start up. This process is called booting. The OS is needed in a computer system to perform the following main functions: process management, file management, memory management, input/output device management, provide security, provide a friendly user interface. Process management. A program that is running can be considered as a process, and a program can have many subprograms. Therefore, many processes will occur in a computer system when a program is being executed. The process management function of the operating system involves allocating adequate time and resources of the CPU to each process. File management. All the files created in the secondary storage media, such as the hard disk, are stored within its various files. The OS is responsible for creating, deleting, renaming of files and folders, and also making backup copies of files. Memory management. Main memory, or RAM, stores programs and data that are presently being used by the CPU. The OS allocates areas of memory to different programs so that each program can function effectively. Input/output device management. There are many peripheral devices such as keyboards, mouse, and monitors that are connected to the system unit. The OS makes the communication possible between the peripheral devices and the system unit. Provide security. Modern computer systems require the entry of a password in order to access the system. The operating system provides the user with password protection to prevent unauthorized access. It also provides backup and recovery routines in case of system failure. Provide a friendly user face. The method by which a user interacts with a computer system is called its user interface. The operating system provides the user with a friendly interface that will help the user to interact with the computer system. For example, if your computer has a Windows operating system, you will see a desktop from which you can interact with the computer system. Both system software and application software have user interfaces. Translator or language processors. Computers understand only binary language. All other programming instructions have to be converted into binary language or machine language. Translators are system software that convert other programming language instructions to machine language. Three main types of translators are assemblers, interpreters, and compilers. Utilities. Utilities are systems software that support the operating system in its housekeeping task to increase the efficiency of the computer system. Some of the functions performed by utility programs include Image Viewer, a utility that displays the content of a file. Backup Utility allows user to copy or backup selected files or an entire hard disk onto another disk or tape. Screensaver is a utility that causes a monitor screen to display a moving image or blank screen if no keyboard or mouse activity occurs for a specified time. Disk Defragmenter. A disk defragmenter is a utility that recognizes the file and unused space on a computer's hard disk so that a disk defragmenter. A disk defragmenter is a utility that reorganizes the file and unused space on a computer's hard disk so the operating system accesses the data more quickly and programs run faster. Antivirus program is a utility that prevents, detects, and removes viruses from a computer's memory or storage devices. File compression utility is used to reduce or compress the size of a file. Compressed file takes up less storage space on hard disk or floppy disk. Diagnostic Utility is a utility that compiles technical information about your computer's hardware and then prepares a report outlining any identified problems. File encryption is the process of making information useless by converting it into secret codes. Firewall is a utility program that detects and protects a computer from unauthorized intrusions. Disk repair. A disk repair utility scans a hard disk or floppy disk for bad sectors, defective areas, and either makes repairs to these sectors or marks the defective areas so that the operating system will not store any data in that location. Language translators. Language translators, assemblers, compilers, and interpreters translate a program written by a programmer into machine language, the language the computer can understand. Open source versus proprietary software. A common question we get asked by potential clients is about the pros and cons of using open source software versus proprietary software. In today's article, we will look at some of the biggest factors you need to consider when choosing your content management system CMS to help you make a well-informed decision. What is open source software? Open source software is software that has been developed by lots of individuals for free on a volunteer basis. The source code is made available for other people to use and alter, which often makes it very appealing for developers who don't want to build something from scratch. What is proprietary software? Proprietary software is owned by the individual or company that commissioned or developed it. In this instance, the source code is kept secret because this is the company's competitive edge over others in the industry. The software that runs your Bloomtail's website and database marketing is an example of proprietary software. It has been developed in-house by our own team of developers, and it is our unique design which sets us apart from other website developers that use open source WordPress or Joomla CMS applications that other website developers may use. The cost. Contrary to what the name may suggest, open source software is not necessarily free. Although it is developed for free by volunteers, developers can and do charge for open source software. There is almost always a cost to integrate your web design into an open source CMS, and you may find that there are a number of hidden costs with using open source software, including charges for any simple customizations you may need. Furthermore, a business needs to update their website every 2 to 3 years. This means that you will need to either pay someone to update your current website, which could be a massive job depending on how fast the internet has advanced, or get a whole new website built. This costs money. A proprietary software company is likely to look more expensive at first. After all, these companies have invested a lot of money in developing the source code from scratch and are offering a solution that is unlike anything else on the market. However, you may actually find that the price evens out after a few years, particularly if you require regular updates to the software that is running your website. Companies like Bloomtails take it up on themselves to keep the software at the forefront of technology. So updates are released regularly released to our clients for free. Right? A service you would have to pay for if you're using open source code. Furthermore, it takes a lot less effort to do an overhaul of old websites. In most cases, it's only the website skin that needs to be replaced, because the software is already up to date version when security matters. Because the original source code of open when security matters. Because the original source code of open source is readily available, they leave themselves open to hackers to find holes in the code which would compromise the security of your websites. Furthermore, because your website developer did not create the software, they are not responsible for any security holes in the source code. If your website is hacked, you will then have to pay more money to your website developer to get it fixed. On the other hand, proprietary software developers are fully responsible for the security of the application. At Bloomtails, our team are constantly monitoring any potential malicious attacks. Thanks everyone, stay safe, and see you in the next one.